Make it make sense. Could somebody please make it make sense?
Big Mims.
Surfer.
Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you see. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you see. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
What's up, everybody? It's Make It Make Sense. I'm here for another video, and as always, Potomac has gotten on my nerves. I'm annoyed. Y'all ask me why I do this show when I get mad. It is what it is. Y'all. So, for starters, usually we do a little bit of mess beforehand, but let's start with this interview I did yesterday. I interviewed Tita Talks, which is Jacqueline's sister and Mia's former nanny. And guys, we only got halfway. You have to check that interview out. Me and Tita talk. We're going to do the rest of the interview tomorrow. So it's a lot. She exposed a lot. She broke down some things. She clarified some things that were around the internet that she says she didn't even say. It's a whole lot. Next Saturday will be the culmination of that interview. You guys showed up and showed out. Thank you so much for supporting Tita. She's almost now at 6,000 subscribers. So we made her feel really comfortable, and I appreciate that. But y'all, it's been so much happening. Wendy's mama was going to put them paws on Mia. I did a video on that. Check it out. It says Wendy's mama versus Messy Mia. The girls are fighting on Instagram. Definitely check that out. We got about 200 people in here. Hit that like button on your way. Mods, let me know where we're at. I got to keep woo-sign because I feel like every episode of Potomac, they're gaslighting us. Every episode, they are gaslighting us, and we're here for the ride. But you guys can put in the chat if you liked the episode. I thought the episode was good because it was like juicy, but I feel like it's everybody against Candace and Wendy. And even though Karen is kind of in the middle, I'm going to need her to pick a team. I'm definitely going to need her to pick a team. 85 likes. We're almost at 250. So we should be at about 150 likes, guys. Just hit the like button. It really helps me. I really appreciate it. Hold on. Here y'all go. Ready to be fake, woke, and wrong. Candace was there. I'm not. Okay. Now, Sasha, you know, Candace is my girl. But when we get to that part of the episode, I'm definitely going to be honest about how I feel about what Candace did and said. And we're going to get into it. But yeah. Good episode. Good episode. I'm so glad Juan Dixon is not here. What do y'all think about Robin's confessional look? We'll start here. Are y'all feeling this rainbow concoction? Y'all let me know. I felt like being bougie, so I put some Casa del Sol in a champagne flute with some Minute Maid lemonade. Anyway. Okay, so Mia has decided that she 1998-ish. Mia has decided that she is not going to do anything else to celebrate Karen's birthday. We kind of saw a sneak peek of that. Rob the Builder's being true. You said it, not me. Looks like tinselware. That dress is a mess. It's a mess. Okay, so y'all, we see each other on that. Mia has decided that she is not going to host Karen's dinner. Now, point for Jacqueline, because after Karen leaves, Mia asks her, well, isn't that what she said? And Jacqueline says, no, that's not what she said. Once you started mentioning money, she said you didn't have to. But that's not how Mia interprets things. Mia is pretty much like one-dimensional. She's not going too much deeper past that. So she's decided she's not going to host Karen's dinner. Jacqueline kind of takes the reins. But it's important to say, is Mia really paying for this trip? All of the extra that she's giving us about this trip, is this even her trip, or is Bravo paying for it? Because if Bravo's paying for it, it doesn't make any sense to have such like a chip on your shoulder about something that you didn't pay for. It's not, it's giving very childish. And of course, the Grand Dame gracefully went downstairs to go talk to Giselle about it, but I'm not. Everybody's supposed to wear white. I'm not. I don't want to give Giselle too much. I'm sorry, guys. I don't. She's looking like this is always her look. Always confused. Always discombobulated. Always awry. Things are always awry with her. Like Giselle is a mess. Did you guys notice that everybody was supposed to wear white and Mia decided to wear red and white? It's giving that this trip she feels solidified her spot on the cast, and Mia it didn't. I'm sorry. It definitely. Oh, I should have chilled that. Ugh. Sorry. We got about 350 in here. Let's get to 200 likes, guys. So I want you guys to put your favorite Karen moment, because mine was definitely the wig shift. All the girls, because Wendy isn't there, and nobody's really fighting, they decide to go over their favorite Karen moment, and mine is always going to be the wig shift, because that's when I fell in love with Karen. Up until that point, Karen had really had a stick up her ass, but when I see the wig shift, she took that in stride. She didn't mind being the butt of the joke. And that's why I see it for Karen now, even to this day. I started understanding Karen. Wig shift, wig moment. Oh, clink, clink. That was funny. It was funny, but in my eyes, it still wasn't better than the wig shift. Mia thinks she's the star. No limes need. Okay, so Kathy Hilton's Casa del Sol is supposed to be sipped under the sun. It's dark and this is warm, so I need a little bit of a lime. Ugh. Wig shift. Her antics at Giselle's coat. I don't remember what happened there. You gotta let me know what happened in that. The wig moment. That was the only fun part of the episode. I'm here for it, y'all. Karen grew on me. I didn't like the Grand Dame initially, because I always felt like she was the embodiment of Whitley from a different world, like all grown up but broke. But I see it for Karen now. I definitely see it for Karen. What's up, Busy? Mia is a liar who waits for people to mess up so that she could have a reason to make them the villain. Is she that smart? Vaccinated was hilarious. Vaccinated. Oh, that is this moment. You know what? That was a good moment, because then we got this from Candace.
What the hell?
You're right. That was a good moment. That was definitely a good. That was a good moment. So this was the only like really good part of the episode, because everything else was just saying. We got 400 people in here. Let's try to get to about 250, 300 likes. The topic changes to Wendy, who has decided that she wasn't going to come to this dinner because it's at the house that, Mia has rented, or, this is Mia's trip. I'm not feeling Wendy letting Mia run her off. Wendy, I understand it's your comfort level, but more of the cast, it should not have been a whole situation where people have to beg Mia to let Wendy come in when Mia physically attacked Wendy. And I'm not even going to play that game. Mia physically attacked Wendy, and Wendy or all of Wendy's people are having to ask Mia every day, well, can she come to this or can she come to that? And Mia has been pretty stern. She doesn't want the girl anywhere around her. That doesn't sit well with me at all. Like, not at all. We'll get into it. We'll get into it. um when Karen I want did you guys notice this? When Karen brought up the possible reconciliation of Ashley and Candace, and Giselle said, "Oh, that's interesting." Looking at Ashley, like, we know that you're an alliance, and we know that it will never be a situation where you would allow Candace and Ashley to get cool again. You like having Ashley as your little, for lack of a better term, guard dog. Ashley can hold her own, Ashley can read, and Ashley can go toe to toe with Candace, whereas Giselle necessarily can't. So it's always a good look to have Ashley sitting in the ready for Candace. We see you, Giselle. We see you for your works. Uh, but that was just a little moment that I caught, and I was like, I'm not feeling this energy. Like, every time they sat at a table, if Wendy was mentioned, Rob the Builder had a stank face. Every time they were at a table and anything was kind of like smooth and copacetic, Giselle was like throwing little jabs in. It's I don't want to say bullies because they're all adults and they all know the game that they're playing, but Wendy should know you can't show Ashley can't be trusted. Y'all, I got in trouble for saying Applehead Ashley. I got in trouble. So I'm gonna try not to call her Applehead Ashley. I'm gonna try. Um Chris's text. Let's get to Karen being moist. So, multiple times in this episode, Karen has been moist. Now, I don't know what goes on in the undercarriage of a 59-year-old, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say there's a lot of moisture. There's a whole lot of moisture and giddiness and a whole lot of pent up sexual frustration going on, because every chance she got, Karen was talking about moisture. That's one steamy undercarriage. The uh yo, she said it. Look, I'm not, y'all, she said it. It I'm here for Karen. Karen looks great. Karen has really, from where we saw Karen from day one to where Karen is now, is absolutely amazing, astonishing. I'm here for it. I am team Karen on not moist things. I'm at team Karen on most things, not moist. I'm team Karen on most things, not moist things. Karen has come a long way. She looks great for 59. Happy birthday for Karen. She sings it to us every 5 minutes when there's a fight. I don't know what was going on and why this man did it for her. Whatever. We get to Chris texts. Now, Chris says, y'all ready? Y'all really not ready for what's going to go down. Call me what you want, but a liar I am not. And if that's the path you choose, I promise you will be sorry. This is my business, and what you're not going to do is lie on me. So the girls get these basically everything that Chris and Candace are doing on Instagram and Twitter is now coming back to them. Everything that they do or say will be used against them on an episode. Just hard stop. I don't have a problem with Chris defending himself, whether it be on Twitter or Instagram. I don't. So the expectation that he's supposed to apologize and cower to the mean girls is absolutely ridiculous. The fact that Candace is not going toe to toe with them, she basically just says that she has her husband's back and that's it. She's not going to backtrack on this. She's not going to give them what they need to get her riled up. And that's why they were making these faces. Now, at the time, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. The producers were extremely shady because this is a direct quote from Candace. She said, "Y'all are so miserable with your long rolling hills of neck." And then then the cameraman pans to Giselle. Y'all, I think Giselle is a beautiful woman, but Candace is doing her very best to point out everything about this woman's physicality. Now, we're going to go deep here because even though we say Giselle is stone cold, I think that Giselle's looks are what have propelled her for the majority of her life. So, Candace saying these things about Giselle and having people laugh along and snicker, we can say what you want, but I guarantee you that probably affects Giselle. And the cameraman was so shady for panning in on that. We get a moment where Jacqueline chimes in. Now, Jacqueline, I then just gave you some props, girl. I like you, Jacqueline. I like Tita, but I'm a straight shooter. Pow pow. Jacqueline, when you chimed in to say that Candace was like, what did she say, belittling people or, ignoring people, I gotta say, you're on the wrong team, Jacqueline. I know Mia is your girl, but in this instance, this is not a good look. Let the girls who have established beefs with each other fight. You don't have to jump into stuff like this. For a peripheral character, what you did earlier was great, where you just told Mia that she was wrong for what she did to Karen. That was great. That's what we want to see. We really don't need you being Mia's like representative guard dog, because that is what Candace called her, representative, and I low-key died. I low-key died. When Candace said we don't need her representative, I was like, you kind of threw yourself into this. So the dinner ends because the Mean Girls didn't get what they wanted out of Candace that night. It's interesting that these three are seated next to each other. I want to point this out because we move on to the next day. Now, all of the other cast have glam. Why is it that Potomac is the only cast that does not have glam all the time? They're always doing their own makeup, their Airbnbs. Like, this is Miami. So if you're going to be in Miami, you need to be at like the Versace mansion. Like, even when they were renting those Lamborghinis, they could only afford two. Like, I don't know why the budget is not there for Potomac, but if it's not, then that's when you guys are supposed to use your own money. We need to see some, like, I don't know, fabulosity. We need something. And doing your own makeup and, like getting a nail tech was like a big deal. The other girls do that like every season. They all have their glam squads and assistants and all this. And Potomac just looks like the little engine that is chugging away. Ratings were about 800, I think 860,000 people watched last episode. So they're not even breaking 1 million, but they're not horrible, but they could be better. Maybe this episode will pick up, but I just didn't like it. We got the girls split up. Mia puts the girls that she wants to be in a clique with in one car. So she got Jacqueline, Giselle, and the Grand Dame. The other girls are being, what is Giselle wearing? What is Giselle wearing? I think Giselle must be in on the joke at this point. The other girls, the other girls are going paddle boating. It's giving very VH1 Love and Hip Hop budget. It's not giving you a Real Housewife. They're supposed to be like affluent. They're supposed to be the affluent women, but they're on a paddle boat, y'all. Which I thought was kind of fun shade. If I don't like you, I'd probably try to put you on a paddle boat too. So 1 point to Mia. We got a little bit of Candace talking to Charisse saying that she don't think Ashley's divorce is real, but I'm not going to bore you guys with that part. Jacqueline thinks that Mia is owed several apologies. Where? Maybe Mia was using her own coins, the ones she has now. I don't believe it. Not Wawa. So yeah, Wawa, isn't that like gas station sandwiches or something like that? You ask whose feet are those? Okay, Robin has very nice dainty, well manicured feet. Very feminine. Walgreens sandwiches. Okay. Oh, so we don't have y'all. We got about 660 people in here, but we don't even have 300 likes. Let's get the new like goal to at least like 400, 450. They have gas station sandwiches. They have to pedal. It was pretty trashy. I will say this though. Robin looked great in this scene. I thought she looked great. And that's not even me being shady. That's not me being funny. Natural Robin looks great. Hard stop. What's going on with Sharice? I don't know. But every time that Wendy comes up, Robin has a stank face. They really act like this fight has solidified Mia's spot on the show and ushered in a new show without Wendy. And that's not the case. It was really frustrating. It was really annoying that they kept having to beg her. Meanwhile, Miss Moisture, Karen, is in a Lambo. Karen says that the speed is getting her moist. Sorry, y'all. It's not me. It's Karen. It's not me. It's totally Karen. The moisture stuff is the undercarriage. That's all Karen. Ashley asks Robin about her wedding, and Robin says that she can't talk about her wedding because she can only discuss it amongst friends, and Wendy is on the boat. Y'all, it's not that big of a deal. Your whole storyline, Robin, is this wedding. And maybe if you're back next season, it's going to be Juan's impending court case. I told you guys about that. Juan has a situation where he allegedly let one of his former basketball players / assistant coach do some very not so good things to another male player. And allegedly Juan had knowledge of it and opted not to do anything. So that's going to be her storyline for next season. If she's back, if she's not back, I'm honestly not going to miss her. I thought she had some endearing qualities when she wasn't up Giselle's bush, like Karen said, but she went right back into the bush. She was out of the bush for a minute. She peeked outside. She saw what it was like, but she said, I don't like it here, and went right back into Giselle's bush. Just saying, the boat ride is always going to be a little awkward, but to me, it looks like Wendy is trying, and nothing that she says or does is going to be good enough for those girls until they get her off the show. People need to realize that after it's Wendy and Candace, it's going to be the next girl. Like, this is a revolving door. This cast knows what they're doing. They are consistently trying to get rid of whoever does not agree with them. They need to do better. They really need to do better. Rob the Builder, I was just complimenting you. And look at what you're doing. You make me take it back. I want to see. Now, that's a good point. I would love to see Giselle without Robin. Does she then cozy up to Karen, or does she become besties with Ashley? That would be the real question. What is Giselle without having Rob the Builder for backup on everything in every episode? Good question, Black Tornado. Robin lets us know that, again, she was pooping. We can't get away from poop and Robin. We heard about the nudity and her children, seeing her naked all the time, and she's Robin. Do y'all think Robin takes Metamucil? Do you think that's why she's so regular? Because fiber is important. Fiber is definitely important, but I just don't need to know that your fiber intake is keeping you on the toilet, Robin. That's not moving right along. So Robin is on the toilet. Is on the toilet, and she overhears an Instagram live of Karen. Of Candace. So I have that.
But I can forgive you.
What's this on Instagram?
Once you die.
Must be Instagram Live.
None of these bitches are real.
None.
They're all fake. They're all No one's loyal. Everyone's literally out for themselves. Trying to panhandle their little businesses across town.
So Robin suggests that Candace was talking about Giselle. Giselle's business is liquidated, Robin. She can't be talking about Giselle. But this was exactly what they needed to now full on attack Candace. I think that Robin thought that if she was nice enough to Candace, Candace would turn on Wendy. So I think that you can make a general statement and not be talking about everybody. And Robin knew that. Unless she was just so offended that the girl was talking about her beauty supply hats. That might be it too. I don't know. But Giselle, what's your business? I know she has that Reasonably Shady podcast now, but that's not what she was talking about. Now, Candace, in this moment, you're giving them fodder. So I'm giving you grace, but in all honesty, you provided them what they needed to come at you, just like you provided Ashley what she needed to come at you a little bit later. So I'll give you props for standing in your shit and saying I said what I said. So we'll get into that. But Robin has this whole plan to expose her. So they are basically smiling in this girl's face, knowing that at the end of this, Ashley is going to get her and Robin is going to get her. And they're going to try to turn Karen against her and throw Wendy in for good measure. Candace asked if she can invite Wendy. Again, Mia says no and is annoyed that the question was even asked. I don't understand why they have to continually ask. I keep saying that. There should be no reason why these grown women have to continuously ask one castmate if another castmate can go on. It's not your trip like that. And even Jacqueline and Mia were saying, well, why is Candace even here? If her friend is gone, she should be gone too. How does that work? Who makes these executive decisions that they aren't going to film with certain people? Make that make sense, y'all. We got about 700 people in here. I hope we have about 500 likes. If you haven't liked the video, definitely like the video. It helps my channel. I really appreciate it. Oh, Mia. We're back in a car ride. And after my interview with Tita, I learned quite a bit about Jacqueline and Mia. And from that, I'm actually starting to think that Mia purposefully says and does these things to her friend and says these things about her friend for effect. Because I do not believe that she was so in love with this man who was D'ing her down that she decided to let her friend Jacqueline also be D'd down by him. I don't believe this story. And I don't understand why, of all the things you could be saying about your friend, you are trying to make the audience believe that this woman is some type of hoe. A hoe that uses your leftovers. Did anybody else pick up on that? You are really trying to completely destroy your best friend in every way. This woman has a real job. She has a real man. And you are saying things that could affect her real life every chance you get. It just doesn't make sense. So y'all can put in the chat. Do you think that Jacqueline used Mia's D for a good time and then told Mia it was the best that she's ever had all the way up till today? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. And if that was something, you definitely would not be telling you're telling this to Candace, somebody who's had beef with her. That doesn't make sense at all. If you have a best friend and your best friend is getting into it with somebody on your behalf, why would you tell the girl that doesn't like you or doesn't like her personal business? Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Tita did let me know that that picture that has been going around was actually a picture of Mia. So definitely check out that interview, guy. Interview was dope. Where we at on likes? They're having lunch, but again, why isn't the lunch at the Versace mansion? Y'all, I feel like Bravo is very frugal with these girls' budget. Like extremely frugal. They're having at lunch at this place called Santorini. It doesn't look like it's popping. It doesn't look exclusive. Ashley invites Wendy. Now, I don't really see it for Ashley, but kudos for her taking a stand and inviting the girl, even if it was to be messy. But I want to know, ladies, what was she wearing? And would you all wear it? Y'all can let me know if it's something that you have in your closet, it's something that you would rock. I didn't understand it. To me, it looks like something that one of like the video vixens might wear. Like people who have like butt for days and stuff like that. But this might be from her own line. She does like athletic leisure and stuff like that. But I didn't quite get the outfit. Her body looks great, but I don't understand the outfit. I think Evelyn Lozada has worn something similar to this. Just saying. I don't see this for Ashley. Charisse chimes in and asks Ashley why she felt comfortable enough to invite Wendy for the group. And that's when you start to see that there is a clear divide. Charisse is going to do or say whatever she needs to stay in line with Sherelle and Robin, who are pushing her return on the show. Ashley, I don't know. Ashley is like solidified. She's not my favorite, but I can understand why she's a fan favorite because she really doesn't give a damn. And she says what she wants and she's going to do what she wants. I think after you've lived in a tent under a bridge, you probably have little to no filter and little to no concern. That's why she's not scared of these girls, because who knows what she was around in that tent. Just saying. Mia calls Ashley a brat, and Ashley calls Mia a bully. Then Candace and Jacqueline start to fight. Like it's like these little skirmishes, and it almost felt for a second like Candace was kind of defending Wendy, but not really. It was kind of. I think that Candace not Wendy, that she was defending Ashley. I really do wish that Ashley and Candace would have teamed up and not gone so far in different directions, because they would be a force to be reckoned with. They could definitely take out the Green-Eyed Goblins, but as it stands, it's not going to happen. Ashley was accumulating as much information as she could, and that gets dropped tonight. We got about 800 people in here. Definitely hit the like button. We should be at least like 500 likes. The reason that likes are important is because it tells YouTube that we are here, we're clowning, we're having a good time, we're having a drink, and it pushes my video out. So definitely hit the like button, people. I'd appreciate it. And then the shit pops off. And we're here now. Robin pulls out the microphone. Oh, no, Wendy. Wendy apologizes to Mia. I didn't like it. First off, Mia is looking at her boss, Giselle, the entire time, not acknowledging Wendy's presence, not acknowledging Wendy's apology. I don't think that Wendy should have ever had to apologize, because Mia was the antagonist in that. Mia was the one who got physical. Mia was the one who would not stop talking about Wendy's business to Wendy. And I digress. We're not going back there. I did not like Wendy apologizing. And y'all can put in the chat if you all felt like she should have apologized, if you felt like she was just being the bigger person. To me, I didn't like it. I didn't feel like it was necessary. I didn't feel like it was right. And for Mia not to acknowledge anything, that lets you see exactly who Mia is. Robin pulls out the microphone, and this is the meat and potatoes of this episode. Robin, after she plays it, will not let Candace speak, will not let Candace defend herself. Candace is kind of like backed into a corner at this point. And everybody's kind of looking like, well, are you talking about me too? Because you did say everybody, which is fair. I'm a straight shooter. I like Candace, but it's fair. If you're going to generalize about your group of coworkers, then you should say, except Karen, except Wendy, except whomever. But to just say what you said about all of them and then come back and say, I said what I said, I'm not taking it back. So it's a pile on right now. Giselle is absolutely loving this. She's sitting in her corner. She's excited. She's happy. It's the takedown of Candace. But not to be outdone, Candace is standing firm. I said what I said. I said what I said. I'm not taking it back. When that doesn't pan out the way that Robin and Giselle thought, Ashley said, okay, pass me the baton. It's my turn. And she says, Karen, now that you're involved in this, I want to let you know what she said about you. She said that you were dating other men. And Karen looks like completely shocked, completely dumbfounded. I will say this much, and I'm interested to hear Candace's interpretation of what happened, because as I understood it, Candace was doing what she did in season 5, where she was just kind of flippantly letting the audience know and whoever she was talking to that Giselle plots. I thought, and I could be wrong, I thought what she was trying to say was Giselle had a story about Karen dating other men, and it was cut and chopped, and Ashley used the part that benefited her against Candace. Now, I could be wrong, but that's what I thought this was about. But just watching the show and taking it for face value, Candace, you're wrong. You never should have said that, especially to Ashley. Especially to Ashley, of all people. You even if it was in the context of, well, Giselle was going to say this about Karen, you probably never should have brought it up on camera, just because you and Karen have squashed your beef. It's not a good look. But it's not, I can't defend that, because once you bring it to the world, the producers can chop and screw and say whatever they want, and now it's part of your storyline. So now she belongs to the streets. I don't think that Karen is, I think Karen is moist, but I don't think that she's busting it wide open for the help in the bathroom, like Cherie said on the trailer. I don't want to think of Karen busting it wide open. I don't want to hear about her moisture. Just saying. Karen gets up. She is extremely mad, extremely upset. And I can actually understand why she's upset. It feels like every chance they get, Karen is the only one with an established long-term relationship. And every chance they get, they are trying to chip away at that. Whether it's Giselle saying that her husband wanted Erica Lyles, or Cherie saying that she was dating Blue Eyes, they are consistently trying to destroy people's marriages. And I'm with Karen. Like, enough is enough. Definitely enough is enough. So we're about 830 people. Mods, can you let me know where we are on likes? We could do 500 likes, y'all. We could do 5. We could really do 600. The girls go out. Now we saw the scene where Candace is saying, you know, they're acting like girlfriends. So they all went out, they got drunk, they all like to have a good time. Mia is dancing all up on Karen. They blurred these pictures out on purpose. Wendy and Robin make up. They love each other so much. Like, this is how you know the liquor was flowing. They love each other so much. Hopefully that lasts, because I don't like to see Wendy pushed out of the group. Hopefully this kind of chills or chips away at the frostiness between them. But that was good to see. They're hugging. That was dope. I'm not even going to lie. But on the car ride back, Candace, you turned. although what Candace said was true, Ashley and Applehead and Rob the Builder definitely used the most opportune moment to get Candace. The thing is, Candace needs to learn to let everything they do or say slide off her back, or else they get her. And this is now a scene. I don't know if Candace thought that she wasn't mic'd. I don't know if she was buzzed in the back of that car, but you let them take you there. And you have been doing so well, Candace, the entire season of just not letting anybody like really, really get to you. So this was a moment of weakness. We all have them, but the way that she was cursing out Robin, the way she was cursing, Robin doesn't care because Robin could probably take a few punches and not even feel it. So, and not that Candace would fight. I'm just saying Robin may not be the one that you want to get crunk with. Maybe she was doing it because she was really, really hurt, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not the best look. So, guys, I am going to drop the link. We are going to do a revolving panel tonight where it's like one-on-one. Try to get your points out, like your MVP points. Get those out because we can't be here all night, people. But I know you guys are invested in this episode, so the link has been dropped. While we are doing that, y'all, Tita was telling me some stuff in the background. Oh, while we're at it, so I did a thing. I did a watermark. Y'all can let me know if y'all like my watermark. I have another couple options. These things came out, and I ordered a pack of them. Y'all let me know. I think I might use this one. The watermark just lets you guys know when something is actually me. So, FYI. Watching Candace now. Okay. What's up, Q?
What's up?
You tell me. I know you're mad.
No, I'm actually not mad. So it's funny because my favorite scene out this entire episode was Candace when she was sitting next to Jacqueline and she was like, "You ain't gonna help your friend out?" Like, I had to put the TV on pause. I was screaming. That was my favorite scene. I was like at that moment, I'm cool with Candace now. The thing about Giselle, because you said you like to see Giselle on her own. Like, she's always been this person. She's been this person before she's even been on. She was this person when she was the first lady. Like, she's always this person. So if Roberto leaves, Giselle's still gonna be Giselle.
Not Roberto.
She's still gonna be thick neck, thick ankles. That's who she's gonna be. I also learned, because my best friend cousin does her makeup. They're still filming. So they're still filming like professionals and stuff like that. So I don't know how long the season's going to be, but they did some filming over the weekend. So they're still filming and things like that. But I enjoyed this episode. It was a fun episode. I wish Candace and Ashley could be on the same page. I really do, but they're both alike, so they won't never be on the same page. I don't get why Bulldog Sharice is there. She does nothing. I think she's actually the worst dressed on the show. She's just musty looking and always sweating and everything like that. I just don't care for Sharice. I know she's probably on the show because she needs the money, but I just don't care for Sharice. Roberto's always going to do the most because, Juan get ready to go to jail or lose his job. So Roberto got to keep a job. Yeah, so it was a good episode. I'm interested to see. I don't know if they come back next week or not, but I enjoyed tonight's episode.
Okay. Well, thank you, Q, for the nonstop reads. I will see you for the next one. I was with you though. I definitely think that this episode wasn't that bad. It didn't get me as hot as the last ones.
Yeah, they broke it down. Like, we were hot last week, we were laughing this week. I think that's how they should always have it.
All right. Well, I'll definitely see you for next week.
All right.
Have a good one. What's up, Kai?
Hey, I haven't been here for a minute. How are you? Your watermarks are cute.
Oh, you like it? Thank you.
Yeah, especially the first one. That's real cute.
I appreciate it. So where are you at, Kai? I know you have some opinions.
No, not fully strong ones. I think this episode, it's interesting that I got the extra 15 minutes, and I'm not fully sure why. I will say though, still, if between that, the Mia and Wendy altercation, if it wasn't really for that, I'm trying to remove that. I feel like, as you said, this was a very boring trip, especially for Miami. If like that situation hadn't happened the first episode, a very boring trip. I like them hanging out on kind of stuff. It is weird though that she only got 2 cars and the rest were on a paddle boat with sandwiches from a cooler box.
It's
I'm
that budget,
thinking that like
Kai.
a
It's
little,
the budget.
at least a little sailboat or something that like we can dance around and stuff in. Not me paddling and getting sandwiches from the cool box. And I guess it would be fine if she wasn't someone who acts like she is big, bad, and luxury, no matter who you are.
Who,
Like she's
Mia?
yeah, Mia. Like because I feel like she puts on this persona that like I'm the bad bee and everything's gonna be 5 stars. So regardless, I feel like I don't really know if she was being purposely petty or like the production budget was this amount and she was not going to add to it.
I mean, but first off, like I said, all the other casts go to the Versace mansion. I know that in Miami, they visited the Versace mansion. They ate there. They spent the night, but they also rented a $50,000 per night penthouse on Miami.
Man, she was
So
not
it
adding to the budget.
yeah, that's pretty. It was pretty lame that this is what we saw of Miami. I
Uh,
mean, mm-mm.
Yeah, and I think some people, because I be all my ears to the streets, and I also feel like some people didn't realize like where last episode where Wendy, Candace, and Karen and Ashley was, which is like
Mhm.
you do go to that place when you're in Miami. Like that is one of the places you do go to. Like that's the authentic Cuban place. That's where you go to. This episode,
I go there every time I go.
thank you. So some people didn't understand that either, but I guess it's like when you see people really not doing anything, you just don't understand. The Karen not birthday dinner. I'm sorry. Why did you come down the stairs with a floral pattern dress?
You
Because
clocked that
regardless of
too.
the fight, you were the one who said this was a white party. Why are you coming down here with this floral pattern dress? I don't care if the background is white.
You know who it reminded me of? It reminded me of Nini's wedding when Marlo told everybody they needed to wear blue or something, and she wore blue and white. You
Yeah,
remember
that to
that?
me, yeah, I remember. So that to me is a little strange. Karen acting like she wasn't there when Ashley said, let's put our differences to the side for Wendy and stirring this whole thing up. I'm glad Candace handled herself well and she did make a point. If I'm cursing you out, I'm loud and aggressive, but now I'm saying I don't really care what you have to say. I'm moving past and my husband's going to do what my husband's going to do. Now I'm being defensive when I'm really not even saying anything.
You saw their faces when she was saying
Yeah.
that. Y'all
And I
do what
don't know what has
Evangelist
Robin
Val
so
says.
miserable.
Hit that
Ugh.
like button.
Yes, hit the like button. Let me speed up because then we have the callers. And then I guess Robin's just so miserable. This to me is not her clocking in because there's not a lot of fun with what she's doing.
This was
To
pretty
me, there's no
funny.
fun. There's no joy in what she's doing.
This was pretty funny.
Yes, the outfit's funny. What came out of her mouth isn't.
Right.
The speaker thing, I feel like some people need to like disconnect. It wasn't about Candace not saying what she said. It's the fact that I feel like Candace realizes who's on the show and who can be her real friend outside of this show. And for her, Robin was a real friend outside of this show. So for you to come now and want to try putting on blast for a lie, I think she spent almost 3 or 4 minutes bigging up Robin and her businesses, talking about her hats, how she buys them, how they're great for your hair, talking about how Robin's trying to come up with a skincare line. She's ready to support that. She spent like 3 or 4 minutes supporting Robin in that same live. And people were asking her to clarify, and she said she's talking about Giselle and Ashley in that same live. So I would be pissed too that you are only cutting out a part of this live trying to bring it to this when I literally spent almost 3 minutes going up for your businesses.
I wanna say this because I didn't mention it in the live. Robin saying that she was so upset with Candace because she supported Candace. That really pissed me off. It pissed me off because you did the right thing, Robin.
Yes.
If you did not believe Giselle and you called Giselle out, that shouldn't require Candace to treat you any sort of way because that was the right thing to do. If you did not believe that this man was trying to make her feel a certain type of way or that he SA'd another woman, that's what a normal person does. That's what a person who's not up somebody's butt does. You're acting like you stepping outside of Giselle's bush really caused problems between you and Giselle. That's what it
But
was
also,
giving
she
when
didn't
she was
go
saying
above
that.
and beyond. She just told Giselle that wasn't it, and then turned around, was trying to talk to Mia about it, and that's why Mia popped up with, "Oh well, I have something to add." So it's not like she also went above and beyond. It's not like she tried to sit Candace and Giselle down to mediate, or like it's not like she truly went out of her way to try to rectify the situation or put them back on course. So it is just strange that, like, especially you can tell she's also just doing this out of spite. And then I guess the Candace and Ashley situation, it was interesting because I caught Ashley's face when Candace told Karen I wasn't talking about you. Because again, later on in the live, people ask her who she's talking about, and she says Giselle and Ashley. And when she's saying not you, Karen, and Karen sat back and she was cool with it, you saw how quickly Ashley's face turned, and that's when she brought that up. Yes, no, Candace said her piece. I'm still not going to be with Ashley though, because girl, you started that whole conversation, and y'all were, when you were trying to be friends, just gossiping about the gossip that Giselle spreads. And I don't really think that, I don't take Candace as lying, because I looked at her and she was looking up, trying to remember what she said, trying to remember if she said that, because she didn't necessarily say you were going out on different dates, dating all these different men. I heard she was on the streets trying to sneak out with some man. So even if, I just feel like she kind of fully couldn't remember that conversation, just because her and Ashley now are so far removed from them having fun and trying to get to be friends from her home. Like, they are so far removed from that conversation, she probably doesn't even remember having that conversation with her. Because I feel like I saw her taking a moment to trying to really think if she said that. But she still got
To
caught up in it.
Ashley, of all
Yeah,
people.
I think she still got caught up in it, but I will say that I don't necessarily think she was trying to lie or cover her ass. I just think she couldn't genuinely remember.
Well, all right, Kai.
Those are my thoughts. Have
I'm
a nice
with
night,
you.
everyone. What?
I'm with
Yeah.
you, and I'm with Trina. Your imitation of Mia was hilarious.
She's irritating. She irritates me so much. I've
All
been
right,
irritated
Kai.
her since last season. Have a
I
nice day,
will
everyone.
see
I'll be in the
you.
chat.
I will see you next week, buddy.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Colby.
Hey, what's up?
Okay, are you coming to set my chat on fire, or do you come in
I
peace
don't
today?
know. I thought it was a pretty tame episode.
Okay.
One of the things that have been bothering me is the false equivalency between Mia, Wendy, as far as Wendy saying, "Oh, I've been attacked," and people are saying, "Wendy's been attacked, and it's just violence, and you don't condone violence." And I'm like, Wendy, nothing violent happened to Wendy. Mia threw a drink toward her direction. It barely wet the edge of her wig. She was not hit. The drink did not hit her in the face. It did not wet her in the chest. It wet the ends of her hair. That is not violence. Now, what
I
violence
feel like
is what
anytime you have backwash in a drink, and who knows what Mia has going
you're
on
adding
in her
them to try
mouth.
to make it more dramatic. The
Anytime you have
backwash.
backwash in a drink and you throw it on me, that's like spitting on me, and we're gonna fight. That is
Okay.
aggressive.
Okay.
You can if okay, Colby, if Wendy had gone to the police station and showed them that somebody threw a drink on them and tried to hit them or hit them with a purse and had to be restrained from attacking them, that's assault.
They both
So
had to be restrained. That's
it
number
was
one. They both
assault,
had to be
Colby.
restrained.
It
And
was
also,
was it
again,
assault, Colby?
no, it was not assault. Well,
Oh
assault is
Lord.
what happened to Candace. See, here's the false equivalency.
It's
Water
assault.
hit.
A
Okay, give
policeman
me a
would call
second.
that
Just give me 1 second.
assault.
Water hit the edge of her wig, not her face, not her chest, not even her body. When you compare, violence is when someone gets grabbed over a table, get punched in the head multiple times, or what happened to Candace. That was violent. That was more than aggressive. What happened to them was pretty much something that little kids do. You wet me. I'm calling the police. To me, it wasn't that big. It wasn't that dramatic. And to compare that to actual violence, try to make it seem like Mia is a violent person. And one other thing, I'm so glad that I saw goodness in Mia and I defended her just off of her energy, her NG. And I'm glad that Tita came on the show and said how much of a nice person she is and was an employer that she was to her, because I felt that energy from Mia the whole time, which is why I defended her. And I even defended her mother months back. If you guys remember when people were talking
We
about
all
her,
defended
I
her
don't,
mother because we were mad that she exploited her on national television. We all
all I'm
defended her
saying
mother.
is that all I'm saying is at the end of the day, I saw a good person, and that is what the person that worked with her for all this time said on the low, even in her anger. She said that Mia was a good person. So getting back to what I was saying, so I knew I was right. And again, that was a false equivalency. What happened to Wendy was not violence. Was it catty? Was it a little girly mess? Yeah. But to try to equate that to actual violence is a little far fetched, from my opinion.
We'll agree to
And
disagree on that one.
okay, and also too, I also got tired of Wendy. Like when we're talking about, there's nothing wrong with you bragging about your degrees. She stated last week another thing that we forgot to mention. She said, "Yeah, I wrote a book. Can you read, Mia?" She's always using it, her education as a way to try to. You don't have to say that the woman can't read and do all this extra stuff. And this is why people have such a problem with you. It's the elitist attitude that she has. I understand you have your degree, you earned it. It's a beautiful achievement. Just let us be proud of you and stop bringing it up over and over again.
But your girl
That's all.
Mia talks about being a boss every 5 minutes, Colby. Every 5 minutes, I'm a boss. I'm a CEO. I have so much money. My
You know,
friend
there's a big
Jacqueline, she
difference.
can't even afford toiletries. But by the time she needs the fifth toiletry, I just can't do it. Like she shaved with my
You know, okay, look,
husband's ball razor on her
okay,
face. Like,
okay,
can we?
okay. So
Yeah,
let me answer
I
that.
let you talk, and I listened, and so I was like, okay, let me try to see what Colby's talking about. Can you acknowledge that what you are mad at Wendy for doing is exactly what Mia does with the I'm a boss and I own businesses and I'm the only executive in the boardroom?
No, I think it's different. And the reason as to why I think it's different is because Mia has a lower, I don't want to say it like that, but Mia's coming from a different place with her background. Wendy is
I
coming
want
from
to
a lot
throw
more of an
myself off this bed,
empowered
Colby.
background. Just let me get this out. She came from an empowered background, two parents, probably still together as long as they've been. She had the traditional good life. She has a traditional good husband. So comparing Wendy to Mia's life and getting burned and the abuse and everything that Mia's gone through, living with different people, all of that to get to where she is right now, that's a whole different story. So when she tries to boost herself up and tries to make herself seem like she's more of a boss than she probably is, I know that it's coming from that place because she does have the stripper background. She's the only one of the girls that has that sort of background. So of course she wants to legitimize herself and try to make herself fit in with the other girls, which are educated girls with married parents, college, everything, the right time. And she's not one of those girls. So she's just trying to fit in, Mims. That's all it is. I
Oh,
don't look at.
okay. Okay, hold on really quick. Thank you so much, Dana. She says these women play schoolyard tactics in gowns. Lord, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. So, Colby, you're thinking that Mia is trying to integrate into a group of women who are well-to-do or come from well-to-do families, or at least are educated, where she was
Exactly.
not able to do so. But
Right.
everybody, and this is going to come up on I know this is going to be a hot button topic, y'all. I have a big show coming up. It's going to be a colorism panel with some heavy hitters. I got the Brooke Ashley, I got Layla Lynn, and I have Nikki Star TV. It's going to be like a all-star panel. It says a lot that someone like Mia, who has gotten so many different things to her body done, and really all of these women get nips, tucks, whatever. I'm not negating that, but everything that they said about Wendy, she's so insecure. So why is it that when Wendy gets a nip or a tuck, she's insecure? Oh my gosh, she's so insecure. She's so like that has been really drilled down on us. She's insecure. She's insecure. She's insecure. Her husband is cheating. But we are and let's say that she was insecure and she got fixed what she was insecure about. Why does Mia get a pass for saying she's a boss to try to fit in when these girls admonish Wendy every chance that they get and call her insecure as if she's not good enough? And to be honest with you, Wendy had a glow up like everybody did, but I always thought she was a pretty woman. So there's something to be said about that, Colby. Mia's insecurities about not being from a well-to-do family and not being from or not having any formal education. It's okay that I'm a boss, I'm a boss, I'm a boss. But Wendy's not afforded the same grace,
No, because
if that's the case.
Wendy is already secure. Wendy comes from everything. Wendy has
But
not
no, we're
had
talking
to.
about your girls. This is what Giselle says about her every chance she gets. This is what Mia says about her. Wendy's so insecure. She's so insecure. She's so insecure. And we know they're
Does
talking
act
about the
insecure.
looks. We know that's what they're talking about.
I don't think that's what it is. You mean the looks? Okay, well, that's different from colorism. That's pretty privileged because Candace is just
I
as
didn't say
dark,
that it was necessarily
and
colorism. I
no
said
one
the
says that
topic
about
will come
Candace.
up when on my colorism panel.
Okay.
But Colby, as always, you have come in and lit the chat on fire.
Okay. All I'm trying to say, I'm not trying to, one more thing, I'm not trying to minimize Wendy's accomplishments, but when everyone's saying, oh, this and that, okay, yeah, she has a PhD, but she didn't know how to market a one wick candle and didn't know that it needed a marketing plan. She also tried to mix
I think she's in
libraries
like
and alcohol and children.
Afro studies, Afro American studies. Everybody's not in marketing.
Well,
Everybody's
man, you don't need to be in marketing to know that if you're in a library drinking liquor, you don't want kids around when you're reading, trying to read a book. That don't go
no. That
together.
was. I think I get what you're saying, but I think she was being funny. I
Okay,
don't think
well,
that. I think she was just being funny.
yeah, and that one wick candle, and it seemed like it was a challenge for her. So your PhD is failing you. It doesn't seem like you know how
Oh,
to do
Colby.
basic business. At the end of the day, look, I'm just saying, since y'all want to down Mia so much and down all the other girls, I'm going to analyze Wendy. And it looked like that candle, which was arts and crafts, was a struggle for her. She needed to ask for her husband's help. So if you're a
Oh,
boss,
Colby.
I think Mia in order to market candles, I don't think she needed to ask G for that. So at the end of the day, I'm just saying if we're going to start tearing people up, let's just look at what happened. And I'm just saying she did struggle with her one wick candle business, which is something a 15-year-old could actually do. Actually, they do it at my farmer's market. 15-year-olds
Oh,
do that.
Colby.
So just
Okay,
saying.
Colby.
All right.
Well, thank you so much, Colby, for setting the
Later.
chat on fire again. That,
Later.
all right, bye. What's up, all the smoke?
What's up, Mims?
Where are you at on this episode?
Well, we just want to clear something up. So, someone's so much of a boss, how come they don't have access to their own job or their checking account with all their monies? That's not what a boss does. So, I think Kobe needs to revisit what a boss should be doing and not be trying to come for Wendy every single chance he gets. But as far as this episode goes, I'm over Agatha Trunchbull, Robin Dixon. I think no matter what she does, activated, not activated, she's just not interesting enough to invest in it. And I think Bravo needs to give her pink slip, and she might as well just be the water boy on Juan's college basketball team at this point. Gizzard, neck, ankles, Giselle. I can't wait for the day that another Monique comes onto that show and drags the hell out of her because she is setting a bad example for her children and her behavior on this show. I was truly, I felt the moment between Karen and Candace because we never see Karen like break like that when she or show disappointment. She was disappointed more than anything that it came from Candace. So I thought that I was like, damn, Candace, why did you like let your guard down with Ashley of all people? Granted, Ashley knows how to straddle the fence between the both groups, but I was like, you'd never tell Ashley certain things because she's always going to wait for the perfect opportunity to bring it up. What else? I love the kind of the end when they were at the club and then all hell broke loose. I thought that was very apropos. And it's like, it's very interesting. When Giselle's not in the mix, the group is fine for the most part.
You talking about the fun night out?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. I was like, I was like, that would have been a great way for the actual cameras to catch that on the show. But I'm glad they're still able to get. I was like, wow, Giselle goes away, and then the group just is able to kind of coexist and have a great time. So I was here for that. What else? Oh, Jacqueline, she's so looking for a moment, but she'll get it when she has to go up against her boss, her representative that she represents, Mia, and all that stuff.
I have faith. Look, after talking to Tita, I have faith that Jacqueline's going to give us something different.
As far as what?
Just in general, because right now we just see her, being Mia's representative, but Jacqueline is actually a boss in her own right. So I think Tita is going to go into some of that next Saturday when I finish my interview with her. There's more that she wants to discuss.
Well, yeah,
because who knows? I might be able to interview Jacqueline too.
I think Jacqueline wants Mia's spot, and I think she could take it because she at least is able to go head to head in the group with the other women. Oh, and I forgot about Cheeky
Sharice?
Charisse. She reminds me of that Kimberly Elise's character from Set It Off. Like, I need this money. Like, that's why she's on this show and
Wait,
doing what
I
she's doing.
need that money.
The champagne room didn't work. She got to move out of her house and move to a townhouse, not in Potomac. And so I'm very confused about someone who's apparently the grand dame, and they're not even able to hold the stature, let alone to be able to like make something happen. And of course, she only has something happening because she's coming after Karen. And I don't know why these girls do not learn their lesson coming for Karen. If you send for her, she is coming for you and your children and your and your ancestors and everybody. Like, stop it.
Karen don't
Stop.
play.
She doesn't. I'm looking like, and then I'm looking like, I know, and I want to see. I hope Giselle keeps that same energy about Juan being aggressive, saying he's going to curse out one of these women on whatever trip they are. And I'm like, oh, so are we condoning violence from men, Giselle, or is that you're comfortable with that because Juan's your man's best, not your man's best friend? Oh, well, I meant maybe that's how it's supposed to come out. Yeah, your man's best friend, because Robin does give me P protector.
Oh, well, between all those reads, you did make a good point when you were talking about Karen. Karen and her institution are not to be played with. And I'm glad that we're seeing her activated. And I'm glad that we're going to get to see her really stand up to Charisse, because up until this point, she had decided not to do it. She wasn't going to give Charisse life. This is clearly everything that Charisse wanted. That dinner, all those things, it was to get back on the show. So,
and she's getting it, but at what price? Like, I'm sorry, I would not try Karen Huger after the verbal action she's given almost all the ladies on that show.
oh yeah, she
So
doesn't. Karen is quick with it, and that's why she's a star of the show. But thank you so much, All the Smoke.
thank you, Mims. Thank you,
Just-
thank you, everybody in the chat.
You
No,
lit the chat up.
in a good way, because people agree with me. And Wendy is not insecure, because if she was, she wouldn't be offended by someone getting called crater face. Bye. Love you, Mims.
Bye. Jade, was it Osa Naja? Thank you so much. She says, we get it, Colby. You don't like Wendy. Somebody said I don't like my female subscribers. I let everybody up. Q the content guy says we are always going to read. Oh my god, we are always going to read Crater Face Mia. So get over it. Thank you so much for the super chat. What's up, Callie? Giving us profile. What's up? Profile and hair. We see you over there.
Oh, sorry, multitasking. No,
What's
to be
up?
honest, I gotta be real. This show is losing me. It really is, and I see why the ratings are dropping. The show is not fun to watch anymore, and I kind of almost feel like there is a perception that the people on the show and probably even the producers are having of some of these ladies that we, the audience, are like, what? Like this idea that Giselle is like somebody, like some queen of the show or something. I'm like, this woman has no style, no money. She's not fabulous at all. She's on a show about rich housewives and she's not rich or married. Like, what? And it's like you have these people on the show sort of like pining to be her friend. And I'm like, why? Like,
you saw that at the table?
Yeah, at least Karen. I'm gonna be real. I don't think that Karen is like wealthy, but I think that Karen is one of those people that is like Dorit, where she's able to fake it. Like, I think you could drop Karen on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and she would be able to run with them because she would figure out a way to fake it. Giselle does not even try.
I could see that. I honestly could see that. Well,
Yeah,
she kind of has that hoity-toity thing anyway.
Yeah, I can see if God forbid something happened to Ray and Karen was like, I'm going to start my life over and move to Beverly Hills. I would totally believe it. Like, it wouldn't just be like this ridiculous thing to me. But Giselle, to be honest, I don't even see why she is still on the show at this point. And
He could be on like the Real Housewives of Long Beach.
No, I just kind of feel like the producers perceive her in this way that the audience does not perceive her. And the people on the show are perceiving her in that way too. Because this is why people think Ashley's color is because us watching this show, we're like, Ashley, why do you want to hang out with these people? They're not your age. What do you have in common with them? Like, you know what I mean? Like, your kids are not the same age as their kids. Like, it doesn't even make sense that Ashley would even want to be friends with Robin and Giselle, especially after Robin came up to Ashley's business and dang near jumped on her. Like,
this is putting my finger in your face.
Yeah, it seems like you just want to hang out with these people because they kind of look like you. That's what the perception of the audience is. And I don't know, I just find the show that's really dark. I do not like Mia. I have never liked Mia from the beginning. I really didn't like her when she, as a Black woman, got up here and said that she sits and watches her husband have sex with white women because he likes white women. And that's another thing that drives me nuts. Like, when I watch all this commentary back, it's like people have amnesia. Like, people have forgotten that Mia literally started this whole thing with Wendy over something that was none of her business, that was not even a big deal, because she wanted a moment for TV. And I think what's happening is, my theory is that she, Robin, and Giselle had this little plan to get Wendy to get up and fight, because Wendy was saying that Robin was trying to fight her. So Mia was, in my mind, I'm like, Mia's like, oh, I bet I can get her to fight. And it didn't happen. So now they're pissed and they're trying to figure out some other way to get back at Wendy, or to just basically get rid of her at this point, because they see that Wendy is never going to kiss up to them.
And Candace too.
Yeah, because they're not falling into this narrative that somehow everybody needs to follow Giselle around on the show.
Candace was always going to be on Giselle's hit list because Candace exposed the fact that Giselle was going to try to say that, who's that other girl? Monique was cheating on her husband. Once Candace exposed that plot, right away, Giselle was like, okay, I need you now. You're a tool to get rid of Monique. But after that, you're next. Candace was always going to be on that list.
Yeah, no, I think anybody who doesn't sort of like play along with this ridiculous idea that somehow Giselle is this lead of this show is this kind of like an enemy. You know what I mean? And I think that, you know, Karen has a fan base, and Karen is probably the only person that has kind of like the glow of a Real Housewife at this point. So they can't get rid of Karen. They can't.
Well, she is married. She has a lifestyle. She has a business. She's likable. She's funny. She's quirky.
We've seen the glow up that we usually see with housewives that we have not seen with Robin and Giselle. I don't even think, to be honest, we haven't even seen a glow up with Ashley.
Wait, hold on 1 second, Kat. We're at 420. We got 900 people in here, y'all. Let's get to 600 likes. We're giving you a show.
Oh, let's get the likes up.
We're giving you a show.
With Ashley.
You know what, Callie? Now that you mentioned that, it is very funny that that first 10 minutes of the episode where we got to replay Karen being quirky was so much fun, juxtaposed to the rest of the episode. So there is something to be said about Karen and her eclectic, weird, older, rich lady, eccentric. Like she is what we want to see on the show. And if they gave us more stuff like that, then we probably would not be as upset.
I feel like regardless of whether or not if Karen is as wealthy as she pretends to be or not, Karen is, in my opinion, Real Housewife material, and she has had a glow up that you would expect to see for someone that's been on the show for 7 years. Versus these other women, I honestly don't even see any growth. I don't even really see it from Ashley, even though Michael's supposed to have all these millions of dollars and she allegedly has this.
What are you talking about? You don't feel like this was a wealthy woman's outfit?
And another thing I'm trying to understand, where is this yoga company? Because I have looked.
It's probably like e-commerce.
This yoga company.
It exists.
When her SEO must be very bad, because when I Google, I get a blog and I get a link to something that is broken, like within the blog. Like I can go to the blog, but when I go to the part that's supposed to be, I'm assuming it's supposed to be that company, it's broken. So I don't know where this yoga company is. I can pull up an old press release that's pretty old at this point. I don't know where it is or if it even exists.
They don't want me to bring the outfit
so
up.
That's
anymore.
Another thing that I wanted to sort of bring up. Like this, there's this narrative that Ashley has like this big yoga. I'm like, where is it? I would like to see what she's selling. Not just to like shade her.
You want to see what she's selling?
Oh no, I do Pilates. I'm a Pilates girl. So I mean, if it was nice, I would buy some. No lie, even though she's not my favorite person. I'm always looking for cute stuff. I literally can't find it. I can't even find a wholesale site.
I'm pretty sure you could go to Marshalls or TJ Maxx and find it.
See, this is the thing. I don't necessarily believe they're broke. I believe that they are not wealthy. And there is a difference. I believe that they have two people in that house that are making six figures. Because being on the Real Housewives is a job.
I don't think she pays for one thing.
I do not believe that these people are wealthy. I don't see it. I have not seen anything in the 7 seasons of this show that would lead me to believe that Michael has all these millions of dollars. I mean, look at Kyle Richards versus Ashley.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
We'll leave it at that. Thank you.
People drag the hell out of Ray, but yet they're going to the same exact websites believing that Michael has all this money, but yet Ray's broke. I'm like, Callie. Okay, but you're going to the same information, so you're choosing to believe that this isn't true about Ray, but it's true about Michael. Yeah, no. Like I said, I don't necessarily believe that these people are broke. I just don't believe that these people are wealthy. There is a big difference. Now, I believe that Monique was wealthy.
Right.
I believe that Cherie was wealthy when she was married to her ex-husband. I don't know what she has now. But other than that, these people on this show, these
broke.
Watch the Real Housewives for. They're just not. And Robin should have been gone seasons ago. I don't even believe she really is even having a romantic relationship with Juan. I think they're just co-parenting, and I think they're faking this show to try to make money for their kids for the future.
Callie, they are having, Juan and Robin are having a romantic relationship. I got a photo
with
of
other
them.
People.
No, I got a photo of them.
Yeah, they're having one with other people.
It's them together. That's Robin and Juan. But okay, Callie, I gotta rotate my panel out. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming up. And I hope to see you next week.
Maybe.
All right, bye. Hey, how's it going?
Hi, Mims. How are you?
I'm okay. Is this your first time calling in?
Yeah, I always watch, but I'm always coming late. But I always watch and I subscribe and everything. So, how
are you feeling about this episode?
It wasn't a bad episode. It was okay. It wasn't as heavy as the last 2 episodes, but it was some mess as usual. My thing is, I like Candace, but I just wish she would have just admitted, or she probably did forget, but like said, because I think Ashley tried to make it seem like Candace just said, oh, she said it when it was actually a rumor that the group has been saying about Karen stepping out on Ray allegedly or whatever the case may be. So I wish she would have said it because Ashley may think, oh, by the way, Candace said you were sneaking out of town with another man. She didn't say it along those lines, and she also excluded herself from that convo as well because she actually brought up Karen's name when she went to Candace's house, and that's how the conversation started.
Can you pronounce your name for me?
Crispy.
Prispy?
Yes.
Okay, so I like Candace too, and I
Mm-hmm.
can only give her so much grace. She's been on this show, I think, since like season 3. So
True.
she has years of experience. She knows that anything she says on camera can and will be used against her, and it can
Exactly.
be chopped and screwed. So I can't give her grace for I in my heart of hearts believe she was just trying to say Giselle said
Three.
this and Giselle was gonna plot and all that. But you said it to Ashley, you said it on camera, and however they choose to release that information to the masses, that's on you, Candace.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. That's what I said. I feel like she should have just said it. Oh, it was a rumor, and it was because she said I heard Karen was going sneaking out of town. She didn't say, "Oh, I know for a fact." Like you remember, I don't know what season that was. Actually, was this season 3 when she said one of her stepsons, Michael's sons, saw her at a restaurant with blue eyes? I don't know if you remember. It was either season 2 or season 3.
It was season 2 because Charisse was really the one to put the blue eyes on.
Yeah, like
on
she
blast.
said that verbatim. Oh, my stepson saw her at the restaurant with blue eyes. So this has been like a running rumor for like season out, and they do need to just let it go. But I just wish in that moment she was like, oh, you know what? I apologize. It was a rumor. I heard, but like you said, maybe she forgot in the moment. But I wasn't, and you could see the hurt on Karen's face, and I did feel bad, but I thought about season 5 when you tried to get Candace fired from HR. So I'm like, she was hurt too. So I understand you're hurt too, but you weren't always a good friend to Candace too as well, in my opinion.
Oh, you're talking about Karen, right?
Yeah, Karen. Yeah, I understand.
During the Monique thing, after Candace got mollywopped, that would have been a simple, I cannot side with Monique, but Karen does choose to stay in the middle when it's two of her friends. Some
Yeah,
people don't falter for it. If somebody mollywops me, which that wouldn't happen, but if somebody were to mollywop me, my friend better be there for me.
That's
period.
what I'm saying. And then it was also like, I understand she was a tough place because I'm in a situation where 2 of my friends don't get along right now as we speak. But I tried to diffuse the situation. But when she went to HR, that's when I'm like, come on now. That was a bit much. And then to me, you show where you stood with, who you really stand. You really stood with Monique, even though you said you were in the middle. Those were 2 of your friends. But when you went that far, to me, I'm like, yeah, Karen, I can't get with you. And Robin got on my nerves this whole entire episode. I'm like, I feel like Robin should really work for production since she likes to record people and videotape. I think she'll do really great in production rather than be on the show.
I think that Robin, no offense, I don't want to get anybody fired, but I think that Robin needs to be humbled.
I think so too.
You have gotten accustomed to this check, and the
We're
worst thing that a
enough.
reality star can do is get accustomed to a reality check because it could be gone tomorrow.
And it should have been gone. Like, I heard rumblings that because I don't know how accurate it is, but she was supposed to be demoted if Monique would have came back. I don't know how true that is. Robin.
I heard that too, and I would have been fine with it because, a lot of people are too proud to take a demotion. Robin would have still needed that check. So
yeah,
Robin would have stayed.
Yeah, she would have.
She would have stayed and been right in Giselle's bush for half the money.
Yeah. But I'm looking forward to the next half. It looks really good.
I mean, it makes me mad, but I watch. And I will not be a minute late to a Potomac episode.
Me too. Yeah, it does make me mad. And I don't know why Wendy apologized. I was so upset. Why did she apologize or give a half-assed apology? I was so mad.
It pissed me off. There was no reason that she needed to apologize. And the fact that Mia wouldn't look at her pissed me off even more.
Yes, she didn't even announce, you did the aggressiveness. You were being aggressive. You tried to hit her. If security were in there, you probably would have hit her. And then and then you're not going to acknowledge her because she supposedly said something about G that you said last season or alluded to that you guys do. So I don't know. I hope she's gone.
A whole mess. But thank you so much for coming up. I appreciate your insight. hopefully you call back in. Like, don't
I
be a
will.
stranger. That's why I dropped the link so people can call in and say what they got to say.
Okay, thank you for having me, and I'll be back in the chat.
All right, see you later. Norris, you're up, buddy. I saw you going
Hey,
in and out.
yeah, but I'm glad I'm here.
Okay, Norris, you about to read somebody?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to be quick, but I'm gonna say Karen is the class act and the queen of the show, in my opinion.
I
You
agree.
know, Wendy, I feel like I'm on team Wendy when it comes to her and Mia. She didn't need to apologize to Mia, in my opinion.
Okay,
You
I
know,
agree
because
with
she
you.
did nothing wrong. She had every right to read her the way that she did. And speaking of Mia, to me, Mia's lies are more expensive than her plastic surgeries. You know, she tells so many lies. You don't know when she telling the truth. You know, so she need and her skin. I feel like she bleached her skin because that skin is much lighter than it used to be. She put so much bleach on that skin to the point where her brain cells are dead, just like her personality. So she need to think before she speaks, because every time she talks, she sounds stupid. Piss and poop comes out of that mouth because it's too filthy for her to even open. And so Candace, Candace, I like Candace. I hope that she continues to focus on her music career and her acting, and be cordial when it comes to Ashley. Stop telling her your business. Stop telling her and giving her any information to use against you, because she not your friend and Robin not your friend either. And speaking of sure, and then Charisse, you're forgettable. Why are you even on there? I feel like she had champagne taste on a beer budget. That's probably why she came back. If she don't make a splash anytime soon, then instead of calling her Shasha, we should be saying Tata to her, and don't come back. Once you gone, don't bring your behind back to the show looking like a stuffed chicken because you don't have nothing to offer or bring. So hurry up and do what you got to do or leave the show. Then I'm going to get, and then the next one, Robin, when it comes to her and Giselle, I feel like Robin is the stud with the strap on when it comes to her and their relationship. Because I think that, more is gonna have went on than people might think. And then so Robin need to be focused on getting on Juan's behind for getting in the trouble that he in. I want to see that play out on the show if that does play out. Make that your storyline, because you need to do you've done your job and you stepped outside of Giselle this season, but you need to bring more to the table. And then speaking of Giselle want to talk about Chris. Talking about Chris, if she thinks that Chris wants her, I'm gonna ask her, like, Giselle, what is Chris gonna do with you? Your legs don't spread, your body don't move like that. You don't have no rhythm, you don't know how to dance. So what did you gonna do, Giselle? Lay on your back and spread your legs and be like, oh, the men, I'm beautiful. That's what the men used to tell me. Like, what are you gonna do? What you need to do, what you need to do is hire a matchmaker and have him and bring him on the show so they can help you find love.
I hope that one day Giselle does find love. No.
And stop coming after other people's marriages, because you've been on the show for 7 seasons now, and that's all you've done. And the only thing that you've shown us has been your daughters, which is great. But you also have that fake storyline with Jamal, and it looked like you're gonna have another. It's gonna be a continued fake storyline with him. It's like, what are you gonna do? Like, come on, do something. Give us something, because you're not the queen of the show. And Jacqueline, I feel like she's acting like Mia's lapdog. She's her bottom B. She's her soldier. She's a follower, and she's a puppet. You need to tend to your own business. If you need, don't chime in something that don't involve you. Okay, sit there and be the pretty friend of the show. And if somebody come at you, then read them accordingly.
She is very pretty.
Yeah, and then all the women are pretty to me, but just some of them, it's just their behavior that what makes them so ugly. They pretty on the outside, but their behavior on the inside makes them look ugly and dead as the walls. Ashley, she the last one I'm gonna get on. If Ashley stays with Michael, then to me she's weak sauce. You know, I feel like if you continue to stay with him, he's gonna toy with you and he's gonna continue to go through you like toilet paper. So he gonna play you like the fool that you are. So if you can get any money out of him, get your money and take your kids and run and put him on child support and hit him up style like Blue Contrail. Because if I was you, I would clean him out so good that the next woman that end up with him won't get nothing.
Didn't Blue Cantrell say she was shopping with somebody in Mia? Wasn't that the song?
Yeah,
that was the song.
Yeah, that was. And that's what a lot of these women need to listen to that song because they need to know how to hit their man up style. And a lot of them don't know how to do it.
Oh, Lord, Norris. You are activated tonight, Norris.
But I want to say congratulations on 16 plus subscribers. You almost at 17K, I believe.
Thank you so much, Norris. I appreciate that. Norris also has a channel. What's the name of your channel, Norris?
My name on the screen, Norris Tony.
Oh, let me take this thing up. Let me take Natasha's. Yes, Blue Cantrell. Oh yeah, Norris Tony. Guys, follow Norris. He's always good for a read. Thank you so much, Norris, for coming up, and thank you so much for the congratulations. I really do appreciate that.
Yeah, you deserve all the success that you get. Not only do you have good looks, but you definitely have the talent and the brain smarts to go along with the looks. So I think you're an amazing person. And, you know, I hope you continue to grow. And, you know, if you ever decide to come out with a P.O. box, maybe I'll send you a gift for sure someday if you ever feel comfortable with that.
With the P.O. box? I'll think about that. I don't know that I will do the P.O. box, but I'll definitely think about it.
Yeah, but
thank you so much for coming up, Norris. I appreciate it.
Thanks for taking my call.
See you next week.
Yep, you have a good night. Thanks.
You too. So, guys, this episode did not make me as mad. You have to tune in this Thursday for my colorism panel with Layla Lynn, Nikki Star TV, and the Brooke Ashley. All of those women are absolutely like top notch, so intelligent, beautiful, and they have a perspective on this topic, and we are going to go in depth. It won't just be about Potomac. It'll be like real world experiences. Believe it or not, I have some real world experiences where I have been impacted by colorism. And so it's not going to be like your normal. It won't be like a RHOP hate fest. It really will be a sit down, a meeting of the minds with people who have experienced it and just kind of want to talk about it. So I'm super excited about that. That's going to be Thursday. I believe the time was like 7:30 Central, but I'll be making that thumbnail tomorrow so you guys will know. And my part 2 to my interview with Tita will be next Saturday. If you already watched the first one, towards the end, we had some technical difficulties, and she still has a lot more story to talk about. She has told me a lot of the background stuff that she is able to share, and it's going to be explosive. A lot of Mia's lies will be unearthed through this interview, but more importantly, Tita still loves Mia. So, you know, it's a balancing act, but we got a big week ahead, guys. The colorism panel, I'm super excited. The fact that those women who are top notch are allowing me to host that and agreed to do my panel, I feel so lucky to have that going on. And I appreciate everybody who reached out to Tita for me and let her know that I'm shady but fair. That's why she agreed to do my panel. So, guys, I will see you guys next Sunday for my next Potomac review, Thursday for my colorism panel, and Saturday for my part 2 of my Tita. We're exposing Mia's lies interview. Yes, Mims, colorism is so prevalent. Will it be well-rounded with people who don't believe? Now, I'll be doing 2 panels. My first panel is with Layla Lynn, the Brooke Ashley, and Nikki Star TV. My second panel, because I have so many subscribers from both ends of the spectrum who want to talk. For that panel, anybody, the second one, which will be the week after, anybody can come up, talk about their experiences. If you never experienced colorism or you have a counterpoint, I'm not the channel that will stop you from saying your piece. Everybody will be welcome to come up on that panel, the second one. That's going to be for my subscribers. And we can get into some things. I don't hold back, and I don't ask that any of you all hold back. And, I don't censor you guys. I just like an interesting conversation. Yeah, I'm not going to censor anybody. So anyway, thank you all for being here. I will see you for the next one. If you haven't liked the video, hit the like video on the out, and I will play my outro for you guys. Maybe next week I'll have a new intro. We'll see. Have a good one.
Make it make sense. Could somebody please make it make sense?
Big Mims. Surfer. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you see. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it.